Hello and welcome to Universal Love Law. Today I'm going to make a video that focuses on this quote. A person can only love you to the capacity that they're able to love themselves. Now, we hear this a lot and we don't have examples in breaking it down what that means. So if you feel like you're pulling out teeth trying to get a person to see you, love you, care for you, nurture you in the way that you feel like you deserve, maybe you should analyze them and see if they're even in the place energetically to give you that. Now, you think about the vibrational chart, right? The scale from high to low. These higher vibrational people that operate in peace, enlightenment, love, acceptance, willingness. It is easier for those people that operate in that vibrational frequency in consciousness to give you that love that you desire, to give you that emotional and intimate experience that you want. But it might not just be a relationship that's an intimate relationship. It could be just your friendships not showing up for you the way that you feel like you deserve. Or it could be your parents. It could be family members. And so this is where you have to ask the question of, where are they energetically to even give me that type of love in return? Or maybe they do it in spouts. Like maybe like randomly they're able to show up and care for you and love you. Maybe because their frequency is aware of these levels of love, but vibrationally they're in a lower vibration to where they're not able to, especially if they're in survival mode. If a person is unhappy, depressed, or struggling to make things work in their world, or even to just be creative and be happy with what they're producing, how could they possibly take you out on a day and shower you with all of this warmth and abundance? It's impossible. So this is why we have to forgive people, give people grace, and realistically see where a person is on their journey and in their path of life. Because if a person is unhealed and they have yet to face their own inner skeletons in their closet, and they're still living with belief systems of their childhood, from things that people have told them about themselves that they don't even realize is a belief they have, subconscious negative beliefs that dwell in the corners of their heart about their self-worth, then how in the world can they meet you where you want to be met? And this is why so many people in the world are so unhappy, and they're begging and they're pleading and they're forcing and they're controlling this other person to meet them where they want to be met. First of all, are you even where you should be? Why are you demanding love? These are the questions I ask when I see situations externally, maybe social media, maybe in the world with celebrities, things that's happening, like all these breakups and things like that. And then people come out and they share all of the trauma and the situations they're going through. It's because people are walking around unhealed. They don't do the work on themselves. They don't tap into who they truly are inside to love truly and divinely. And that's why I say a person can only love you how deep they have loved themselves, how deeply they have confronted and met themselves. How do you love yourself deeply? How do you confront yourself deeply? Recognizing the patterns in your life. People come into your life and mirror all of the reflections of your trauma. And if you're experiencing relationships where you're always being hurt, always being neglected, always being down talked to, then maybe it's not that person, it's not the situation, it's not the scenario. Maybe it's a mirror reflection of what you feel like you deserve, because that is the way that your attachment was developed in childhood. you were probably neglected and abandoned, so you attract that mirror in other people. And now you're begging for this person to love you, but have you come to the point where you have been able to love yourself, or been able to process your own emotions and recognize your needs and wants in a relationship? Because if you haven't, then you'll forever attract mirrors that reflect back to you what you feel about yourself. And when you get to a higher evolved state where you understand your trauma, you process it, you hold space to heal it, you purge it out through creativity or through crying or whatever method, meditation, whatever you use to help heal yourself, then you won't even look at the person any longer as they're not helping you. They're not loving you the way you deserve to be loved. You're going to look at it like they're only able to love me how much they love themselves. That is a true statement. And the moment that we get to dive deep in these conversations and really get it for what it's worth, then we're able to have grace for other people. We're able to give grace to another person. We're able to forgive them on their journey and the path and how they treated you, because you recognize that they have yet to do the work. They are still fighting their own inner shadows, and they're still caught up in their karmic loops. How could they ever see you, hear you, touch you, feel you? And maybe you serve as that to another person. Maybe you heal this person through love, unconditional love, where you see them, hear them, feel them, and you create that safe space. And maybe they're just addicted to that version of you and don't want anything else to do with you. That's a reality that we all have to face in our journey. Some people are only able to love you at a certain capacity. And it doesn't mean to block these people out of our life. A lot of people are traumatized. I see it on social media all the time. When you hear certain things, like when people say, I had to cut them off because, they didn't know how to treat me. And that's not a reason to cut a person off. Like, because they're not serving you. It's like, honestly, this is an unhealed wound in yourself, and you think cutting that person off will make the situation go away, but you'll only attract it in a new person. And these are the most intense relationships, where they come in so strong and then everything falls apart, and then you end on bad terms, and then you do it over and over again with a new person. It's like, how many times are you going to play the merry-go-round or get off the wheel and accept a person for who they are, where they are, and love them for them? Do your internal work and give them grace. If that means that another relationship comes in that's an equal match to you and it ends the relationship between you and that person, then that it has served its purpose in life. Because a soul contract between two people can be a higher level soulmate, or it can be a teacher, mentor. Can a soul contract with the person that's built on you being a teacher or mentor to that person, or vice versa, start off like that and evolve into a higher soul level, into soulmate relationship? Absolutely. But that is rare, and it's not common, because in order for it to go from a karmic teacher, mentor, we're learning from each other's traumas, we're mirroring each other's traumas. In order for it to go from that to a higher level soulmate, where we're not triggering each other, but we're just being our authentic self and sharing energy and sharing life together, the gift of life together, it would require two people to be evolving. One might be taking spurts, but it has to be where there's evolution and growth in both of the people individually. Or you'll just outgrow one another. And outgrowing a person doesn't mean to just that they don't exist anymore. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it does. But to know that And then to take out the whole narcissistic, I am greater, no, everybody's on their journey and everybody's in their path. Everybody's gonna make it, but it takes time. Everybody's in their own school lesson of life. And to honor that union, honor the lessons that it has taught you, and to still be able to maintain a relationship where you're both authentically true with yourself. Like, I know where I'm at, you know where you're at. We realize we're on different pages, but I still accept you, I still love you, but I don't expect you to do anything other than what you're capable of doing. This is an evolved level of consciousness. And the quality of your life is a reflection of the quality of your relationships. So usually a person who does a lot of inner work, maybe through being triggered by people in the way that they make you feel, instead of internalizing and accepting that to be your truth, like that's all you deserve, you're actually processing why this person triggered you, where this fear and pain came from, and really get into the root cause, because usually it stems from your childhood. It's like when you get to that place where you're able to do that work, that is what the whole relationship is about. And life is all about relationships. We try not to accept that unless you're literally on the path of becoming a mystic or a Buddhist monk or someone that walks very alone and in solitude in this lifetime. Then you're gonna be faced with the hardships of personal one-on-one relationships and interactions. It's a part of life, and life is that. Life is relationships. So yeah, I think me personally, I'm at a place in my life where I have a lot of relationships with the people that I care for, whether that's in my family, not too many, but some strong foundational relationships, love life, even career. I have a lot of people that I'm connected to. And these relationships, I see people for where they are in their journey. And I appreciate the time that we share with one another, because change is certain. Death is certain in a non-physical and physical way. We're going to always transform and transcend and evolve in life. Who's able to make it with you through those transformations? It depends on what is in alignment with you and where you truly, genuinely are, authentically. Sometimes we hold on to situations that hold us back from our evolutional growth. And if we have free will, then it will play out as us holding on to situations that never bring us true happiness and true joy. And we're only causing ourselves more harm by doing it. And it's okay. You know, it's not a bad thing if we are connected and attached to people that keep us from our own evolution. It's not a bad thing. You know, it happens more than not in life because of free will. But then those people that seem to like always be held accountable, like myself, for some reason I cannot do what other people do. Other people, they can walk through life and make decisions that I could never. Like, universally, like, my soul expansion is aware of what I can and cannot do. And I literally could see another person do things and accept things and take things and endure things that life, for me, if I was in that situation, would flip upside down. For example, like, I know people that are in toxic relationships that for some reason it really works for them. They thrive. And it doesn't, it's like there's a time limit for it, but for some reason they keep pushing past the bounds of those time limits. And it's like, dang, you could still endure and you have this free will. Whereas for me, if the time was up, God will literally cause my life to flip upside down. Like, I will be in jail, I will lose everything, I will be homeless. Like, that's how rude awakening the universe will bring a divine intervention to force change in me. And then I don't even look at the person the same. I'm like, you bring too much trouble to me. Other souls I see where they are, and they don't even they're not even held accountable for the same things I would be. They are always held accountable, because karmically you can't get away from what it is that you're meant to learn, even if it take lifetimes for you to learn it. But like for me, it's like certain evolutional experiences that I've had. I was never meant to come into this dense physical reality and make choices and decisions due to my veil of forgetfulness, when I know in my gut that I don't need to be in this situation, but I hold on to it because of the attachment to that I have. I know on a soul level this is not helping me. It is not serving me. And my guides, my spiritual team, my higher self in the universe, and God, creator of all, will flip my life upside down, because I didn't even come from a place where that's acceptable for my kind, for me. I've already evolved from that. I've already learned from that. And the lessons that I had with people in my life that brought these traumas were designed for me to remember and embody compassion, empathy, and grace. Knowing how to gracefully bow out of a situation teaches another person how to do the same, and to still have respect even if this isn't meant to be. So I can't even do the things that other people do. And I've traveled through the depths of my consciousness, and I've met myself on a very deep level. So my ability to love another person is very highly evolved, because the level of love and security I'm able to provide to people that I love is powerful, because I do the same thing for me. If I process my emotions, hold space, purge out my feelings and heal from it, I could do the same thing for another person. I can create a safe space to walk them through that, because I've done it with myself. That goes back to the topic. If we're dealing with people that we want to love us a certain way and hold space for us and create that security and safety, and they have yet to even do that in their own soul evolution, how could they possibly be that for you? And that's where you go into the role of the teacher and the mentor, the student and the teacher, or a higher level soulmate. A higher level soulmate can meet you where you are, and even those relationships are not sometimes committed. You can still have a higher level soulmate where for some reason when y'all connect, there's a lot of healing, transformation, and just being yourself, right? And the healing and transformation doesn't come from a place of trauma. It comes from a place of relating with one another, from those shared experiences. And then break free and have a whole nother relationship with other people that are traumatic, because there's still work to be done. So every relationship is unique, and it's a beautiful dance. Because I could have a great relationship with you, and then this person over here, it could be hell on earth with them. I have a karmic soulmate that I have in my life that I don't talk to anymore, but every time this person pops up in my life, we're back at being traumatically bumping heads once again. And it's just unbelievable. Like, how are we still fighting with one another? How? But it's because there is triggers and blame that we cannot work out with one another. But the growth from that situation can be healed in a higher level soulmate, because we can share our experiences and we won't blame one another. We'll relate to one another like, dang, I went through that too. That's crazy. So analyze your relationships. Understand where you are in your journey, where they are in their journey, and hold yourself accountable, hold others accountable, but really evolve in your awareness of self and others. That is what will free you from any expectations, any binding relationships that are not healthy. Because when you're always doing the work, you're kind of favored in this realm of reality. Things just seem to work out for you because you're being authentic in your journey. And some people will fade away. Some people will last a lifetime. But you let me know what you think about this video. Share with me your experience. And do you believe the statement that you can only love a person to the depths that you have loved yourself?